All right, so here's the result of the painted steering column. It actually looks like it came from the factory this way, like the assembly line. So I did disassemble the center portion, took these pins out. Basically, you take an 8 32nd screw, you screw it into the pin right here on the side, and then once you screw it into the pin, like so, you pull the pins out. It is not very easy to do, and you'll need to protect your collar or you'll scratch it up, but pull those pins out and then you can slide this collar out and get paint all down inside of there. Ooh, it's dusty. It's dusty. But yeah, so the paint's all down in there. It's all around here. It's all down the whole steering shaft, which all this will be shown probably up to about here. The rest will be hidden. But now I don't have to worry about any shadowing with the paint or with the finish. Since this was a matte, it would definitely tell if something was going on. So that's the results on the column. Go ahead and finish putting this together. I've got to finish the assembly on the fuel cell or fuel tank. It's the Aeromotive tank, direct fit for fuel injection. Tank came out really well. I'll finish unmasking that. We'll get it on the table and finish the assembly. Basically just putting the O-ring and the screws back in to mount the sending unit. So there is that. And then in here I've got screws. There's the ashtray. Came out really well. It's a little bit dusty. And the other small parts are already boxed up, ready to go. Gotta get a box for this. These are the rest of the trim pieces. And they came out really well. I've got a couple small spots I'm going to take care of fixing where there's some imperfections, but you can see that finished out really nice. Let's see if I can find an imperfection for you guys that I'm going to fix. Oh yeah, right there. A little tiny run of paint fell down that little hole. Had a couple sags on a couple other parts. That's why these are laying over here. All in all, they came out really well. As you can see, I mean, the finish is super nice. I like that little run of the clear right there. There's a little deformation on that piece, and that's the actual casting. It's a little tiny run right there. Now, from inside the car, you may not ever be able to see those, but I'm fixing them. So that's what the deal is there. You see I got a couple of them I've already sanded back down in various spots. Just a little small stuff. So I'm going to actually take all of these, prep all those small areas, and I'm going to put these on a rack. Not quite like this paint rack that they're sitting on now, but I've got a wooden rack that I've made up to put these on so I can get the finish where it needs to be at. I had these hanging, as you guys saw, and hanging parts, unless you can support them at the top and the bottom, especially if they're real small, when your air hits them, they'll wiggle and move, and that causes inconsistencies in the finish, like I've just shown you. So always make sure you can secure your parts. If it's a large enough part, you know, like this tank, it's heavy enough you can hit it with some air. It doesn't really move a lot, so that's a little more manageable. But some of your small parts like this are a little trickier. So let's see the rest of the ride here. Let's go ahead and uncover this. Had everything covered up just to protect from overspray. All right, take a look at the dash, and yeah, that's just some dust there. It's all over the place, but anyway, this is the finish of the dash, and it came out. It's got a nice matte finish. So I get some light back here so you can see. And a little bit dusty, just from dust floating around in the garage, but the finish came out super nice. That's what I was after, a nice, smooth, satin transition, or a satin finish. Kind of a satin, not quite a semi-gloss. That is specifically what the owner was after. Sorry, this dust drives me crazy here. But yeah, she came out really good. So very happy with that. Quite a bit of work for the lower portion of this dash to make it where it needed to be at. There's some imperfections I had to go back and correct. And the matte clear behavior is just a a little bit different than some of the other clears. So here is the final result for the engine bay again. Definitely gonna have to wipe it down. It's got quite a bit of dust in there, but it's gonna go down the road in transit, so most of this dust will probably blow off in the process, but it gives you an idea of the finish. Basically just looks factory, and that's what he was after, a factory finish that was easy to keep clean, maintained, etc. Everything turned out really nice. Really have no complaints at all. Products did their job, and with it being base clear, it'll be easy to maintain for quite some time. Definitely extra work, I'll just go ahead and tell you that. But the result, I'd say it's worth it. Let me set the camera up, take care of finishing the assembly on the steering column, and see if I can find, the assembly on the steering column and the fuel cell, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. There's the result for the Aero Motive fuel tank. Pretty clean, pretty clean. A little bit dusty here and there, but yeah, it finishes nice. That'll look good in the trunk. Let's see. Steering column's boxed up. Everything else is boxed up. Everything's finished. I'm gonna call this a wrap. I yanked the plastic off of here, and then this thing is on its way out of the shop. Going back to get his powertrain put in. Special thanks to Mike for giving me the opportunity to take his vehicle through the next phase, and we'll be excited to see if this thing comes back in the future. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks to all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate you guys sticking along for this ride, and be sure to check out what's coming next. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. You guys are awesome. You make the channel great. I greatly appreciate you guys. With that said, it's 3 Wheels in a Block, where we give back what time is taken away. We'll see you soon.